Bismillah wa salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother and sister in Islam, today inshallah our our juz' to talk about is juz' number 5. MashaAllah, we already finished 5 days of Ramadan. And this juz' is dealing with a lot of women laws. And that's the name of the surah is Surah An-Nisa. That the name come into Surah An-Nisa. And also there is a lot of law for us as a Muslim, and laws as between us and the people of the book. So the beginning of this juz as a continuation from juz number 4. And the beginning of Surah An-Nisa, it was dealt with the many subjects, including the unity of mankind, and also the relationship in our marriage life, and women and orphan rights, distribution of property after death, the inheritance law. There were just 3 ayahs, 2 of them at the beginning of the surah and last ayah at the end of the Surah An-Nisa. 3 ayat contains all the law of inheritance. And also today is the continuation dealing with the marriage law. At the end of chapter 4, it was given to us what is the halal for us to get married to. The woman we supposed to get married to. This is the lawful one. And here are what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us. This is, as a Muslim man, this is what's forbidden for you to marry. The first one is your mothers, your daughters, your sisters, and your aunties, your father's sisters, your mother's sister, brother's daughters, sisters' daughters, the mother who are nursing you, or foster mothers, and foster sisters, and also your laws and your stepdaughters under your guardianship, born of your wives, to whom you married to. And also you have no prohibition if you have not gone or married to. Wives of your sons, the one who proceed come from your line, and 2 sisters in wedlock at the same time, except for what it has happened in the past before the Islam. For Allah is the forgiving and most merciful. And prohibited also the wives of the already married men. This is 13 types of women. This is the forbidden for us. And this is summarized in ayah number 23. Ayah 23 of Surah An-Nisa. And after what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us was had forbidden for you, now is anything after that, it is halal for you to get married to. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, all you who believer, this is your law. This is the law of the Islam. It's the law of purity. The law of purity, the law of cleanliness. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us in 2 or 3 ayahs, the one give us a glad tiding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we avoid the shirk, to say or commit that partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we stay away from shirk, everything else can be worked out under the mercy and the sincere tawbah, except shirk. Shirk, there is no repentance from shirk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive anything when you commit, if you commit the shirk, there's no safety for you. And then after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes as the law of the law of marriage between established, when you establish like husband and wife, and you have problems during your marriage, Islam, he went to make sure that you maintain your relationship with your marriage. Maintain your relationship through your marriage. He makes it very difficult to us to have a divorce in our life. Almost like impossible in Islam but divorce would happen. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us an option and solution for us if it happen that we have problems among us and amongst our spouses. Before you go and get into the final decision, divorce, you go and amend your relation. You have a judge from her side and judge from your side, and let the two judges get together and come up with a solution be satisfactory for both sides, not to dissolve the marriage. So subhanallah, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be really truthful, good Muslims in our behavior, good Muslim in our relation, even with ourselves, with our spouses, and we have a good relation with others as well. So this is the beauty of the Islam. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give us the law of our prayer. The law of our prayer also, we have to have wudu, and we have to have purity before we do our prayers. And Jibreel alayhi salam, he showed the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the prayer in very early stage of during his time in Makkah, before even the immigration. Those surahs Madri just revealed way back, like in year 3 or 4 of the Hijrah. So what had happened? That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here telling us, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu la taqrabu salata wa antum sukara. This is the law for us. This is the law. Do and the do. What's halal, what's not haram. It's all you who believe. Do not approach your prayer in a state of impurity until you remove what you have in impurity. What do you call it? Like major impurity or minor impurity. So those things you cannot approach, your salah till, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a rukhsah. There is a rukhsah unless you are traveling or unless you are sick, till you recover and you have the ghusl, and then you do your prayer. And also give us some, what breaks your wudu. And after you break your wudu, then you need to have wudu again to start your purity, to establish the next salah. Now comes into other major rukhsah for us. Now happen to be we are in a places there is no water. We cannot get water. Water is broken, and with just enough even water to drink. What to do in this way? Remember, the salah, the prayer for us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give Muslims any choice not to come up with your salah, not to pray your salah. Regardless, whether we are sick, whether we are traveling, whether you are resident, if you cannot stand up, you can't do it while you are sitting. We cannot do it sitting in your side. If you can't do it, it's just in your hand. Even when you are in the middle of the fighting your enemies, you have to come up with your salawat. Now comes, hey, if there is no water to make wudu, what should I do? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here gave us the rukhsah of tayammum. Rukhsah of tayammum, which is just you find a clean sand, clean piece of soil, and you make 1, 2, 3. You rub your hand with it, and you blow in your hand, and you wipe your face, and you wipe your hand. So that's from فَامْسَحُوا بِوُجُوهِكُمْ وَأَيْدِيكُمْ مِنْ. Alhamdulillah. See how Islam made it easy to us? Even if we didn't have water to make our wudu, then you do your tayammum. Also, when you are sick and you cannot, your water is going to make you sicker, even you have the choice, have the choice to do your tayammum. So tayammum is rukhsa by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is permission. This very good just excuse for us not to miss our salah. This is not so important of our salawat. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also gave us another, history of the people of the book, the Jews and the Christians, and what they have done to their own Torah and to their own Bible. So they changed, they altered their own books for own their benefits. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is why He sent the final revelation, the Qur'an, to contain all what came in the previous, and also to establish the religion of the Islam fits for everyone from now on to the all humanity, not one race different from the other. Everyone is just are entitled to enter into the Islam. But inshallah, we have to do our part. As a Muslim, we have to convey the message to the others. We have to do the da'wah to the others. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions, they have done in there. So this is a good opportunity for us, inshallah, in this Ramadan, even to do some da'wah, inshallah. We know we are still in lockdown. We cannot even leave our house, but also it's sometimes you can make it, send a text or make da'wah, if you know somebody or over the phone. Just have this opportunity. And remember what's the reward of someone convert to the Islam or accept the Islam, and you just because of your effort or because you did put effort and you get, subhanallah, the most reward in that, as if you were a free slave, and as if you, subhanallah, you get the ultimate reward, inshallah, that will lead you into the Jannah. As the Prophet said, even if one accept the Islam in your hand, or just because of your effort, as better than all this dunya and win it. Look how much this dunya worth. Even if one of them just accept this level of hero, that's what they have is more than all this earth and what's in it. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us about another issue happened in the Medina after the migration of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the Medina. The hypocrites, al-munafiqeen. This is the new type of people. They start surfacing in the Medina. In the Makkah, you didn't find it there. At that time, the Muslims, there were few. They don't have the power. They don't have the state. Nobody cared about hypocrisy in Makkah. But when in the Medina now, when the Islam started, when the Prophet ﷺ now have control over both Muhajirin and Ansar and established the state of Islam, now this type of hypocrisy surfaced and Ansar became really big into the Muslims. Why those hypocrites mean? They have two faces. When they are sitting with the Muslim, when they are meeting the Muslims, say, hey, we are like you, we are Muslims like you. Once they turn their back and go back to the disbelievers or to the Jews or to the other people, they say, hey, we just we just mark the Muslims. We are just we are truly just we are not Muslims. We are not like you. This is two-faced. They take the information from you as the Muslims and they give it to portray you and tell your enemy about your affairs. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they promised them, Allah, this promise of Allah gave them, those people, the hypocrites, they will have worst punishment at the hereafter, and they will go to the lowest place in the hellfire. Not even not even the mushrikeen or the kuffar just will have little bit easier in punishment than the hypocrites. So that's Allah subhanahu told us about them, to avoid their mistakes, and to, if we know them, how to deal with them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also in this juz number 5 told the law of engagement. The law now he established, you have established your state and you have the right to defend yourself. You have the right to defend yourself. You have, as communion and individually or community, you need to defend yourself. This is the law of defend. Any Muslim has the right to defend himself. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also gave us many instructions to obey the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to obey the command of the people, the one in charge on us, and obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to obey the messenger of sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to obey the command of our leader, the one in charge. That is the law of the Islam. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us this beautiful ayah: who among us obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and obey the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam commandment and obey the authority in command and dies, he will be resurrected among the prophets, one, and among the righteous, among the shuhada, and among Siddiqeen. What a beautiful reward for the one who listen and fulfill the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the book of Allah subhanahu. This is the message of the Islam. This is the Sharia of the Islam. We need to understand it. We need to abide by it, so get the full benefits of inshallah of the Quran. This is the book of Allah, the book of guidance. That's we need inshallah to have it in our hearts, have it in our minds, have it in our action, to get the maximum pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and maximum rewards. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also gave us another instruction. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, whoever intercedes in a good cause becomes a partner therein, and whoever recommends and helps an evil cause shares in its burden, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be witness against that. Meaning that if you do something good or guide for something good, you will get the reward of that. And if you guide for something evil and you be part of that evil, you will get your punishment for that. That is, subhanAllah, the ultimate justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the day of judgment, when we stand in front of Allah, you remember the scale of Allah, that the scale two-way, what's our deeds. Here, the scale of this dunya, we know what kind of measure it measures. But the scale of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it just measures our own. Even a small seed of mustard seed, little mustard seed of way of actions of our righteous deed or evil deed, it will be shown in that scale of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is clear to us. Be good, you will deserve something good. Be bad, you will be punished for that. So just, and also another instruction by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this chapter 5 or juz 5 is regarding our greetings. Regarding our greetings. Our greetings is obligatory. When somebody greeted you, you should be greeted back to him as he greeted you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in ayah 86 of Surah An-Nisa, when somebody greeting you or somebody offered you a greeting, meet it with a greeting still more courteous or at least as equal as, or be better, give it better than. What a beautiful instruction for us. Here is a man come to the Prophet ﷺ, and he said, Assalamu alaikum. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. He increased, he said, wa rahmatullah. Later on, a man came and he said to the Prophet ﷺ, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. He increased it with barakatuh. And later on, another man came and greeted the Prophet ﷺ, said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, Walaka mithluha. You have the same. Nothing left after that. So that's our greeting. We start with Assalamu alaikum, or Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, or Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the beauty of the wisdom behind the breathing. When you say Assalamu alaikum, give the other people, a peace in you. You didn't have, you have no harm from me, will touch you. That's give him peace. That's when you say Assalamu alaikum. If you want to harm somebody, then tell them Assalamu alaikum. You harm him, you get even sinful for it. But that's the meaning of the greeting. You open up the hearts. You open up the relationship between the other with peace. You give the other people just protection and peace between you and them. No harm will touch you from it. That is the wisdom behind the greeting of each other with the Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And also here in this in this juz'ah also, and this is give us into more interesting point. Is make it very sacred for us to kill each other, unless accidental. If accident happen and you kill somebody accidentally, then the Islam law come in here and gave us, the blood money for that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it very strict. If you murder your brother Muslim, you replace in the hellfire. That's it. That's it. You kill him by intention. But by mistakes, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us, to expiation to do that. To free a slave, or to feed people, or to fast 2 consecutive months, or to get and also you have if the other side, of the people of the murderer who give you also accept the blood money, then you will be free. If you pay for expiation for the blood money, that's the penalty for that. This is how sacred is the blood of the Muslim. Very, very sacred. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it here, Allah in the Quran, how to deal with when somebody murders somebody, especially if he is in part of our faith, part of our Islam. And also the final, the last final thing in this chapter is really comes into Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a way, an exit way for us when we subject to injustice in a place. We're supposed to immigrate to the other place, to safety place, more than the safety we get harmed in. So this is one how happened to the Muslims immigration 3 times. 2 times they immigrated from Mecca to Habasha, to Ethiopia, to Abyssinia, and they stayed with the king of Abyssinia under his protection. That's 2 immigration. And the last immigration when the Prophet ﷺ and the Muhajirin, his companions, they immigrated from Mecca to Medina after year 13 of the revelation or the start of the Islam message. So that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us then, if you are subject into kind of difficulties in a place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you permission to immigrate to the safer place to practice your religion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Ayah 100, He said, He who forsake his home in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala finds in the earth many a, a refuge, and abundance should be die as a refuge from home for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's sake and His Messenger. His reward become a due and sure with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the of forgiven and the of mercy. Meaning that, if you immigrate into safety, to your safety, and you die during the trip or in the place, Allah could consider to you, alhamdulillah, as shahada for you. As first of all, as immigrants, this is, you have your own reward, and when you die there, inshallah, you die as in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also comes into here also the law of, also another law of our prayer. There's the law of our prayer. If we happen to be, we are traveling, or happen to be, we are in distress, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, shorten your prayer. If you are travel and you meet the distance of the shortening distance of the prayer, then you have the rukhsah, you have the the permission to shorten your prayer. Meaning that the 4 rakat prayer, you pray 2 rakat instead 4. So Dhuhr, Asr, you pray 2, and Maghrib stay 3, Fajr stay 3, and Isha will be 2 as well. This is the law to shorten, the permission from Allah to shorten your prayer for in time of the need. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when you go back to your home, to your final destination, or you return back to your home, then you established your salawat, your prayer as it is, meaning that no more qasr, no more shorten. You do them as supposed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us. And there is also in this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just telling us to be always fair, and give the rights due to all, whether women, whether orphan, whatever slaves, or whoever, whatever your neighbors, your cousin, your uncle, everyone, give him his due. And also don't forget to give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala his due right. And happened to be, in this one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, even during the opening conquer the Makkah, who the keys of the Kaaba at that time, he was in one of the mushrikeen at that time, who had the control of the key. And when he asked him about the key, open the Kaaba, the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he went inside and he prayed and he cleaned it from the eyes inside. And when he came out, exit the door, he called in for the man, the one and his parents, the one who they were the custodian of the keys of the Kaaba, and gave it back to him. Because some of the companions said, "Oh, Prophet of Allah, this is now the Kaaba, it is ours. For the Muslims, that the keys is for us, for the Muslim." He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Inna Allah ya'murukum an tu'addu al-amanati ila ahliha." Allah command you to give the trusted to its owners. So that he asked for the Uthman ibn Talha, his name, until nowadays in his family, that keys is still with him. That is the beauty of the Islam. Stand up for justice. Stand up for justice even against yourself, against your father, against your relative, against your friend. No matter what, all the time stand up for justice. This is what the beauty of the Islam, and this is what the chapter 5 concluded with. Alhamdulillah, a lot of lesson, a lot of meaning for us to, inshallah, to understand and to, inshallah, apply it in ourselves. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to benefit you and I from the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to understand it, to apply it in ourselves, to understand our deen. What the Quran telling us? We have to read it, we have to understand. And don't forget, inshallah, now we go you have to pray your Isha, and then after that, Taraweeh with your family. Alhamdulillah, so far, so the past 4 nights, I myself, I have Taraweeh with my children and with my family at home. I hope inshallah you do the same thing. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم تقبل منا وقبلنا وعاف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين ورمضان مبارك. Inshallah, I hope I will see you inshallah at Fajr Khatir. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.